Thank you everyone for joining our webinar today. Today we're going to talk about why leading jewelers are moving to Shopify with Edge integration. We do these webinars typically every month or every other month because of our partnership with Edge. So Edge puts this on their system, and then we also promote it to our clients. So this could be for everyone, anyone that's looking at Edge or looking at Shopify, either or. But we have today myself, Anthony Arechiga, VP of Sales and Marketing, Emily James, Senior Project Manager, and then Rodney Roberts, Data Specialist. But I think both of your titles, I think, are a little different than that. But some of the things that you guys cover, I guess. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
So. Yeah, so today, again, we're going to go through some Shopify and Edge info. Emily is going to walk through some of the Edge integration, like features and steps. Rodney will go over some things related to GemText AI, which is a tool that will allow jewelers to, format their data in a bulk way that is best for SEO and best for AI. So we'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a minute. We're going to start with just a couple slides that I'll review. And really just, the customer journey has changed, obviously. That's why a lot of you are on here and potentially exploring Shopify or you're already on Shopify. But, as we know, it's a digital first research. So jewelry buyers begin their purchasing journey online. They do a lot of research before stepping into a physical showroom. So they interact with product pages, customer reviews, and educational buying guides to build trust. Um, by the by utilizing Shopify, the product pages are typically great, and also by utilizing the Edge integration and something like GemText AI really helps those product pages be more thorough. And also, it's important to have, consumer friendly product titles and descriptions, which Rodney will go over here in just a minute to really have a complete product detail page. But that's really the name of the game today. And it's really a hybrid. Digital engagement has evolved to include, booking in-store appointments. That we get that all the time. We do a lot of digital marketing, and our clients generate a lot of appointments through the websites and initiating custom design inquiries directly from the website. So creating like a hybrid purchase environment where online browsing and in-store purchasing are seamlessly integrated. And your website's no longer just a brochure. It operates as a true extension of the showroom floor. So, and really important to like figure out how to make a real omni-channel type of experience with your website. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Many jewelers struggle online because of inventory bottlenecks, frequently having to do manual updates or slow syncing, or, we talk to jewelers that are on other platforms, and, there's all kinds of headaches with older platforms or proprietary platforms that we've heard about, especially this year and recently. So by utilizing Shopify with Edge integration, it really eliminates those inventory bottlenecks. There's some other like inventory things we'll talk about here in just a minute, but also website performance limitations can hinder success. So, slow load times and restrictive design templates. We've seen a lot of, like I was talking to a jeweler the other day, and they're using a proprietary platform, and they're like, we can't really do much on it. And really, the benefit of Shopify is really having a solid foundation that you can build on, and so easy to edit and work with. So Shopify is really built for the future of jewelry commerce. You can really do high scale operations. It supports massive product catalogs, really just unlimited products if you want. Um, it coordinates with multi-location physical retail setups, delivers super fast websites, mobile first philosophy, 99% uptime reliability. When our clients move over to Shopify from another platform, they just don't have to worry about having issues anymore. Like they just focus on growing their business. So having that solid foundation, I think, is really important, and that's been a big you know way to avoid those headaches and our clients that we do digital marketing for, that's all we really are focused on is driving in-store foot traffic, driving e-commerce conversions. We're not having to worry about bugs on the website or issues that arise. It's pretty like bulletproof type of website solution. It also features an industry-leading checkout experience with saved customer accounts via Shop Pay. If anyone does any online shopping, odds are you've probably purchased from a Shopify store. And I do a lot myself. And so every time I go to a different Shopify store, it saves all my payment information on any Shopify store. So they convert a lot higher. Also, like Shopify does have a little bit of scrutiny for merchants that are on the platform. And so it feels like, um, when you're shopping on a Shopify website that it's a legit company and you feel safe making a purchase with a merchant that's on Shopify. Also, it has built-in marketing and turnkey integrations for Google Shopping, Meta. There's something called Agentic that's built into it, which I'll show you in just a minute. But like right when you get a Shopify website, you get more visibility of your products. Again, you can feed that into Google Merchant Center to be on the Google Shopping Network. You can have a Meta shop. And then with Agentic that just launched recently, all of your products automatically go to ChatGPT and Gemini and Claude and all these other AI tools. I'll show you an example of that here in just a minute. Also, automated email campaigns are built right into the platform now. So, Klaviyo probably has a little bit more features or some of those other, but this is the thing that comes with Shopify. The email is great. You can do abandoned cart recoveries. You can do like upsells and cross sells automatically when somebody signs up for your email list. So, just by being on the platform, it's you start being able to really scale your business. Also, like, we'll talk about SEO in a minute, but SEO is built into like the structure that Shopify has like the best structure for SEO. It has the right product URLs. It has something called schema or product schema, things that Google is looking for and AI is looking for in order to get your website and products to appear on the search results. So Shopify provides a powerful native SEO structure, like I'd mentioned. And the structure enables the agentic discovery, perfectly preparing complex product catalogs to be successfully surfaced by AI models like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. That's again built right into the platform. You'll actually be able to see when you have your products in Shopify, how many products are being viewed on these platforms. These platforms, it's kind of new where these platforms even have products, but I think the direction that these ChatGPT and Gemini and Claude and all the other so many other AI models that are out there today, their goal is to be like another Google and be able to have shopping on there. So it's just the beginning, but being on Shopify, it's always basically innovating and getting their merchants connected to the biggest platforms out there because there's a few million merchants on Shopify versus a proprietary platform that might have a couple hundred jewelers or, WordPress which is basically like an island or Magento. So Shopify is a couple million merchants. They have the ability to be able to invest right into the platform that everyone gets these added features with. Um, so this is what Shopify in the back end looks like. So if you click on Agentic, which is a sales channel, native sales channel built right into Shopify, you'll see that this jewelry store has had 291 shoppers sent to their store in the last 30 days. Again, still like in the beginning, but that's an extra 291 potential customers that are finding these types of products, like recent searches where products appeared, Tudor Black Bay watch, Tissot PRX, etc. So you can actually see which products are appearing and everything like that within this agentic. And you can see, it's on ChatGPT, it's on Copilot, other channels, etc. Also, again, it does show these other native integrations with Meta and Shop as well with from Shopify. So yeah, it's great. Also, like when we're doing SEO for our clients, we see a huge growth, like way bigger than any other platform we've been on. So this jeweler was at less than 20,000 visits per month, just less than 6 months or 6 months ago. Now they're at 37,000 visits per month. Their organic rankings are just skyrocketing. Pretty much everyone, we're even doing this for ourselves. So we've moved our website over to Shopify, and our website traffic is just ramping up like crazy. Most of the time when I'm doing an analysis for clients, I use this tool called SEMrush, and I'm seeing traffic either dipping or going up and down or like big spikes, little spikes, and then there's not really a consistent growth. But with Shopify and pairing it with SEO, we're seeing just consistent huge growth. Here's a client that had about 1,000 to 2,000 visits per month, now 21,000. So also we're seeing authority scores improve significantly because the way to generate content is much quicker. Like the blog structure on Shopify is really easy to be able to post blogs. And so we typically create a lot of content for our clients. But the domain authority, basically what this means is like how much of an authority are you in the eyes of Google and AI, et cetera. When you have an authority score of, say, 5, that means that it's a pretty low authority score on a scale of 0 to 100. If you're in the 20s, it's pretty good. 30s, extremely strong. We've increased this domain authority from a 29 to a 37 in a pretty short amount of time, in less than 6 months, since helping this jeweler with their SEO. So we're seeing big improvements all around. We're seeing lots of impressions, lots of content clicks, just huge growth. So, uh, and right after this slide, I think we'll get to taking a look at how the edge is integrated. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But the other benefit of Shopify is there's thousands of apps. There's really no need for proprietary platforms anymore. The big sell with those platforms was it's built for jewelers or it's built, but nowadays Shopify has everything built like a, great user experience built in, but you can add other features with apps. Some of them are free, some of them are a couple bucks a month. Like this one called Elf Site Google Reviews we use quite often. And it has something called schema built directly on the website. So when you do a Google search for a client, it shows their 5-star Google reviews in the search results. So you have a lot higher of a click-through rate. So there's lots of tools like this that have multiple benefits, but also, we'll use sometimes a custom form or we use advanced product filter apps. There's lots of apps out there. This is what it looks like when you're using like review schema with a Shopify app. Again, lots of benefits to just being on Shopify because you just get like tons of, perks and value from just being on Shopify alone. Additionally, we're a Shopify Plus partner, but we also have a lot of apps that you can add on. We have a Jewel Cloud API. We could seamlessly, sync products over to Shopify from, a lot of different brands: Tacori, Simon G, Hearts on Fire, Overnight Mountings, Royal Chain, you name it, Allison Kaufman. We have, hundreds of vendors that manage their data in our system, Jewel Cloud, and we can push it right into a jewelry website. We also have a diamond search called Diamond Link, so you can showcase loose diamonds on your website, a ring builder. There's others out there in the marketplace as well but really the benefit is with Shopify, you can leverage some of our apps. You can find other apps out there as well that, it makes it so it doesn't require a proprietary platform anymore. You can add whatever features that you want that make sense that are more jewelry specific. GemFind is a Shopify Plus partner, so we can help build out the full website as well. So we do that quite often. Shopify Plus means that we have direct contact with Shopify, the elevated level of Shopify. They came to us to be a Shopify Plus partner because we've built so many Shopify stores over the years. So it gives us like an elevated level of support directly from Shopify. So next step here, we're going to see it in action. We're going to talk more about the edge integration and AI. So Emily's going to provide a deep dive into the real-time edge POS and Shopify sync process. Rodney's going to present the workflow for utilizing Gemtex AI to scale product content and generation. So we're going to go ahead and jump over to Emily. And then one I did want to mention, if you do have any questions, feel free to type them in the Q&A. And we can answer them throughout this presentation. It doesn't have to be just one way. Feel free to just type them in at any point throughout here, and I'll keep an eye on it and I'll ask questions throughout to some of our presenters today. All right, Emily.
Thank you, Anthony. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Good morning to those who are still on the West Coast. I'm Emily, the lead project manager here at GemFind. I work mostly with the retailers every day to help guide them with their Shopify implementation. I ensure that they have a smooth transition from Edge to Shopify. So I am here to help guide you every step of the way, from inception to launch. Today, I'll be providing an overview of the integration, basically more of the setup on the edge side of what needs to be done, the basic setup, so that way everything syncs into Shopify correctly, and we can take that data and place it anywhere on your website, whether that be your collections pages or your product details pages. All the data that you have in Edge is valuable. So I'm going to walk you through that quick little setup and show you what areas actually get synced into Shopify and how we manage them. And Rodney, I have as my assistant here. He's going to share his screen. So he's going to pretend to be my retailer today as I help guide you.
Sure thing. Here we go. There's my edge system. How can you help me,
All
Emily?
all right. I'm guessing, Rodney, this is out of the box default, Edge setup. Nothing has really been changed. You've just been putting your products in, right?
Yep. Well, not me. We got somebody on my team that handles that.
Of course. Well, what I'm going to set up for you today is pretty much going to be global changes. So what we do here today is going to be the majority of it. Anything that we do moving forward is going to be a quick little copy template and change out one or two words, save and continue. So we're going to start at the very basics here. A way to go over to items and go to find for me. Now, of course, anyone has any questions, please feel free to type it in the comments. I'm happy to answer them on the fly. All right, once we get here, what I'm looking for is I want to make sure that you have that website tab enabled. So go ahead and close this screen here. Perfect. Nope, stay right there. Go
Oops,
back to
sorry.
the item that you're just on. That's okay. All right, so we can see here we have that website tab over next to history. Yes. This is what gets sent into Shopify. This is where we are going to control if the item gets sent to Shopify or gets removed from Shopify. That is what this never upload toggle button does. I don't really use much of the always upload, so we're not going to touch base really much on that. Basically, it's just a way to control your quantity. If you want to continue selling when out of stock, you'll go ahead and check that box. Otherwise, just leave it blank. A majority do for this type of setup. So the never upload button is what controls if the item gets sent to Shopify or gets removed. If you do not ever want to see it on Shopify, make sure that this is checked. When you're ready to sync it over, uncheck it, and it should sync over within 5 to 10 minutes, or whichever you have your sync increment set up to. Next area on this website tab that is going to be required is your web title. Now, Ronnie, go ahead and put your mouse cursor in there. Actually, before we do, let's go back over to that general tab so I can see what this product is. All right, looks like we have a 18. Go ahead and copy that description for me. And let's paste it into the website tab description just so we have something to work with. Excellent. All right, let's go to the web title. Put your mouse cursor in there. What I'm going to show you here is how to set up a proper SEO-friendly web title. We're going to format it as 14K, yellow gold, round, 0.80 CTW, diamond, bracelet. Here we're hitting all those keywords, your 14 karat, your yellow gold, diamond shape, your word diamond, and your bracelet. So these are giving you a lot of those good keywords. The reason why we're putting the carat weight in here is because we really want to strive to have unique URLs for every product. Every product URL is going to be this web title. So last thing we want to do is have, 14 karat yellow gold diamond bracelet -1 -2 -3. From my understanding, Google does not like that. So we want to make sure we have unique web titles for every product. Using that carat weight works. If you don't have a carat weight, you can use millimeters, you can use grams. I know that there's length, there's width on different type of items. Right now, we're just doing a diamond bracelet. All right, go ahead and copy that title for me, Rodney. And let's go ahead and paste it into our meta tags. This is the second area that is going to be required. And these values need to be comma separated. So we're going to separate each keyword, 14 karat, yellow gold, which is our metal type, our metal color, our diamond shape. Here we're going to remove the carat weight because this will just create too many tags in the Shopify system that we'll never use. Go ahead and separate diamond and bracelet. And bracelets, we're going to change this one to be plural. Think tags, tags has an S. That means your item type should have an S. The reason why we set it up like this too is just for when you're searching by item type, most people put bracelets in. All right, so this is how we would set up a web title and tags. Now you're welcome to use the default web description, which is going to be what you see under that general tab as default. Or you could take this and you can utilize ChatGPT to help you rewrite them one by one. Or this is where I'm going to pause for a second and let Rodney discuss our gem text AI and how that can be beneficial to helping you with these descriptions.
All right, thanks for that. So we've done a good job here of building out a web title and some tags in here. And so what we're doing is we're populating aspects of this piece. And it's important that we're accurate as we do it. So we also have a couple of other things in here like style, metal color. In the stones, we have some useful fields. What type of stone is it? How many are there? What's the weight? What's the shape? So really all of these details are going to end up being supporting details that we're going to feed into the AI to have it help generate a good product title and product description and product tags. So the way that the GemText AI system works is that rather than trying to look at an item and determine what it is and describe it from there, we feed it the hard data. So as long as the data that you populated in these fields is accurate, we can feed that into the GemText AI and it can use those to create an accurate description. We looked at using images, but the reason we went away from it was in an image, you can say, okay, that's a yellow gold item. Is it 14 karat or is it 18 karat? Oh, that's white gold. Is it white gold or is it platinum? Oh, that's white gold. Is it a diamond or is it a lab grown diamond? So there's kind of a lot of nuance to that, and the images wouldn't be able to kind of support an accurate description. And so rather than risk having something be incorrectly described and disappoint clients, we use the hard data instead. So what happens is that once you have this data entered in the edge system, which all of you do already, you've got it in there, we can extract the data from it using our utilities here, and then going into our data export. And for this, we can go through and we can do like some filtering. So we can come in here and say, okay, yeah, I'm not going to filter basically anything. And I decide, okay, where am I going to save this file? I'll store it on my desktop because why not? Then I give it a name. Then at that point, it kind of asks me how I want to delimit the file. I always go comma. It's easiest for me to work with. It creates a CSV file. And then I just export the item data. So I just hit next. It's all of it, gives me a preview for what my file is going to look like. I can export it and then finish, and it will produce the file. So I can go and have a quick look at it. Lots of data. So I end up with a file like this. And so this is what you will send to me so that I can process your data through the Gentext AI. I'll use this, and then I take and I grab all these columns of data here, paste it into something like this, and then I work my way through the list and I eliminate anything that's not relevant to generating a description. So like the item key, we don't need that. We don't need things like the retail price, lowest price, current price. Lots of these are not relevant, so I exclude those out and don't pass them into the AI. Once that part's done, I'm able to go ahead and send the file in, and it feeds me back something sort of like this. So I get a set of tags that kind of go along with what Emily said there. So I've got my 14K, gold, bridal, engagement rings, wedding bands, diamonds. So it builds out the tags for me so I can import those back to Edge in bulk. Because as you can see, just in the example that we did here, going through and building these one at a time, it can take a long time. So you can have somebody sitting at the computer for many hours out of the day. People get, inconsistent. They forget to do one thing, they skip things, but the AI kind of overcomes that. It's able to do it in bulk, do it very quickly. So you end up with a file that's ready to import, and you go from something that was a very basic description, and you end up with something more like this. This 14-karat gold bridal ring set includes an engagement ring and matching wedding band, featuring a total of 0.50 carats of sparkling diamonds. This classic design creates a timeless and elegant look for your special day. Also gives us our title here that follows Emily's rules for SEO optimization, where we have our metal type, metal color, carat weight to keep the title and URL unique, gemstone type, the bridal ring set. And then also lastly, it does the tags as well. So rather than having to sit and do this manually, you can send me the file and I can run it through and send it back and kind of give you a head start or a jump start to get all of your edge data ready to go to the website. We still leave it as never upload item because the last remaining chore is to go through and ensure that the images that you have for the items are good. So I don't just blindly say, hey, I've got titles and descriptions and tags. Let's send it all up to Shopify and see what happens. There still is a human in the loop, and we're going to go through and review the data, make sure it's ready. And then when it is ready, we can check never upload this item. And now that one will go in the next sync. As Emily said, that happens every 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your sync schedule. That, in a nutshell, is the workflow for how we get data out of your system and then back in. Because once it's ready, we just do the import again, and I'll help you get it back in.
Cool. And I think one thing just for context, if anyone's using Edge, that's what this probably beneficial. This is what's this presentation is beneficial for. But the meta tags, I don't know if you want to explain that a little bit more, Emily, because you had mentioned adding these tags, but what does that mean in terms of how Shopify utilizes these and what's the importance of these meta tags?
Yep. Meta tags are used for many things. They could be connected with apps, third-party apps. They can be used for search terms. They can be used for mapping products into collections, or they can also be used for like third-party apps, for example, filter apps, advanced filter apps. If you were to install one of those, they utilize tags. But now a lot of these apps are starting to utilize meta fields, which in terms for Edge would be item detail fields. Item detail fields, if you want to go to the general tab for me, Rodney, would pretty much be like all these bracelet details, the style, the metal, the color. All of this information comes into Shopify as a meta field. So we can also do mapping with those items as well. We can display all of these details onto your product details page using those meta fields, or we can use tags. But like I said, the reason why we're doing tags is because there's still a lot of third-party systems out there that do utilize them.
Yeah, I would say too, as well, those that are a little bit more advanced with Shopify already, the way that we use them from an SEO perspective is we could build, lots of collections, say with one product, for example, like this product can show up under, bracelets, diamond bracelets, yellow gold bracelets, 14K yellow gold bracelets or 14K gold bracelet. Like that, this one product can show up in, you know, 7 different collections potentially. You don't typically want to put those all in your navigation, but it does provide the opportunity to now optimize those collections for SEO. So you have a lot more, you know, basically meat to be able to use for your SEO optimization. So, but yeah, we could talk more about that. But what this does essentially, when you go into Shopify, you can create collections based on any of these tags, and they're called auto collections. So that's another way that you can utilize these tags as well, which is important when you're doing your initial data entry on these products, is to be thorough when you're doing it initially. So because there's a lot of other uses for these types of things.
All right. So the next steps here, the last area I want to go over with you is instead of doing this manually, typing it in one by one, I'm going to show you how to set up a description template. We can see that there's 2 suggest buttons over there on the right side of the web title and the meta tags. We can come in here and hit suggest, and auto-populate these fields for us. So that's what I'm going to walk you through next. Over on the left sidebar, Rodney, let's click on categories. Let's go into category 170.
I was ready for you. I'm already there.
Perfect. Well, the first thing we need to do, Rodney, is we need to go to details, and we need to update our metal and our color. If these are already preset to default, they're going to be spelled out as 14 karat, the word carat spelled out, and your color is probably going to be just like white, yellow, or rose. So we need to go in there and update these values so that way we can use them in our template, and they will be SEO and consumer facing friendly. Let's go ahead and click next all the way till you get to the list to edit. One more. All right. Now we don't need to go through every single one for the sake of the time on this call, but Rodney, if you could at least do the top 2 for me for 14K, or remove the word carat and gold.
You want a capital K or a lowercase k?
That is up to you. Whatever you choose, stick with it everywhere else. Keep it consistent. But there's no right or wrong.
I'm going to go with capital K then. Like that?
So perfect. The short value is what gets printed usually on your tags in store, but the long value is what gets sent to Shopify. So the long value is the one that we want to make sure that is spelled consumer facing. Correct, Roddy. Let's go on to the 18 karat. All right, and so forth. As you can see, as you go down the list, it will just update all those values. But we'll go ahead and continue next. Save and finish. Now let's go over to our metal color and update those values real quick. Yep, let's change yellow in the long value. You can leave the short value as is. Long value will be yellow gold, white gold, and rose gold. Now here I may recommend you suggest two-tone or tritone. So you can see you can add, you can remove, you can change the value names, but we're basically customizing these. And what we're doing here with this values, these 2 values, these default ones, these are global. So these will change on every single category for you automatically. So you don't have to go through every single category to do this, just this one time. Go ahead and click next, save and finish. This would also be a good opportunity too, to go through your bracelets, style, and just see if you have all the correct styles in there. You can also utilize this in your template. So if the styles like bangle, bead, yep, this looks good enough. Most of the default ones that Edge has are good enough, but like I said, you can always add more. Finish, and let's go ahead and save and close because we've updated our values. Now we need to close out of this category and then reopen. All right, now that we have our details completed, let's move over to the description template. Here, we're going to set up your web title and your meta tags. Starting with the title, we can see we have values over there on the left side. Let's go ahead and expand them. Now, going back to our web title, we started with metal and then went to color. Not really sure what the short or the long values mean, but I would just stick with the long values. Perfect. Metal color, and now we're going to go find our TWT under primary stone because we're going to add in our carat weight. Perfect. Go ahead and hit that backspace in the currently working on web title area for me, and let's go ahead and manually type in CTW space. And let's go ahead and scroll up. No, it's actually shape. It's under diamond primary stone. Go find shape for me. Perfect. And now we can manually type in diamond bracelet. All right, ignore the preview down below. It's never fully accurate, but we'll test our template here before we move forward. Before we do, let's go ahead and click on the meta tags and we'll complete those values. Now scroll your mouse on up to the top of that list, and we'll just go right down the list. Click on style, metal, and metal color. Here you can even do your shape under primary stone. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add a comma and manually type in. We don't need to add commas between these values, but at the very end, we're going to manually type in some values. So we'll add a comma, type in the word diamond, comma, and remember these are tags, so we're going to type bracelets because this is our diamond bracelets category. All right, now we can save and close, and let's go test out this template on one of our
Sorry,
diamond
I'm
bracelets.
having trouble spelling things today.
You're not being judged for your spelling,
And my typing.
just participation. You're doing great, Rodney.
Thank you. All right, so I've saved it. What do you want me to do next?
All right, let's go over to items on the left sidebar and let's go find a bracelet. You may need to close out of here and reopen. All right, so just before we move forward, we want to make sure that our stones are filled in correctly. So if you don't have this total carat weight in here, your template is not going to generate correctly because we're using this value to pull that in. So just make sure you have this little green circle at the top indicating that there is a stone setting added into your diamond categories before you go ahead and generate your templates. And here, the minimum you need, actually, Rodney, is a good example if you want to pull that up. The minimum you need here is just your diamond type, your shape, and your total carat weight, TWT. You can fill in more details here. These details do come into Shopify as more values that we can display on your product details page, for example, as additional information. But again, they're not required for this setup. Go ahead and click cancel. And let's go over to our website tab and let's see how this works. Go ahead and click suggest next to the web title.
Oh, it's fast.
Pretty good. Let's go ahead and click meta tags, suggest. There we go.
Amazing.
We're all set and ready to sync it. Let's go ahead and uncheck that never upload. You can still sync it over without a web description. You know, once you send the file over to Rodney and he uploads it back in, it will just automatically sync into Shopify and update on its own. So if anything, web descriptions are important, but it's not the end of the world if you don't have them done and you want to start getting items synced to the website, because it does still pull in the information under the general tab, which still has a lot of good details. It's just not fluffy.
And if you want to, you can one at a time take those in and feed them to some type of an AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, any of those. But it takes a long time. So that's where the Gemtext AI comes in, is that if you've got data in there and you want to get a head start, send me the file, we'll generate the data, we'll get it back in for you so that you hit the ground running.
All right, Rodney. Now, here's the thing. I'm sure you don't want to have to go into every single product here and click suggest twice, right? For every item. You have too many items. Let's go over to utilities real quick on the left sidebar.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find my mouse.
Let's click on description generator. Uncheck everything but the top and bottom. Go ahead and click next. Go into items filter drop-down menu and click on diamond bracelets, 170. Click search. All right. Are you good if I click next on all of these, or do you want to uncheck all?
We can do it. It's a
All right.
test.
Go ahead and click next. All right. Your whole diamond bracelet category, titles, and tags are completed.
That's pretty fast. So
Now
now
you
if I
can
go
move on to
through,
the next category. So this does need to be done for every category.
okay.
But here's the fun part. Let's go over to categories, Rodney. Let's go find a new category. Actually, you can actually stay right here. This is fine.
Just go
Um,
next.
yeah, go next. All right, you already got all these done. Well, let's just remove the top one just for example reference. So say I'm in the lab grown diamond bracelet category now. I can go over to the right side and click on copy from, top right. Copy from your diamond bracelets category. All right, now all I need to do is put the word lab grown in front of the word diamond bracelets. Make sure you do this for both the title and the tags.
A comma,
It-
right?
yes,
Oh, no, no, lab grown diamond altogether or with a comma?
it's either or for the lab grown. You can do a comma separated, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and save and close. Let's go test that out on your lab grown diamond bracelets. If you have an item available.
Okay. Something into my categories. So 3.
Also, if anyone has any questions, feel free to type them in the Q&A at any point. Happy to answer any questions throughout this.
All right, go ahead and click suggest for me. There we go. So as you see, it's just the initial setup of setting up your first template. Everything else can just be a copy and, quickly you can have all of these set up in a matter of an hour or two. It does seem like a lot of work if you don't have any of your products done or any of your images done. I would recommend focusing on the categories that are the most important. Usually the diamond categories or the gemstone colored stone categories are usually the most commonly popular ones. But I would start minimal. Just think about getting at least 10, 15 items done per category, and then you can sync those over to the website. Data is never done, so it's just something that you can continue working on over time. Any new items that come into your database now will have this template already set up for it, so it will make any new items that you want to put on the website process much faster for you and stay consistent with everything else. All right, that's it for my part. Does anyone has any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Emily.
Of course.
Rodney, was there anything else that you were going over?
No, I think we essentially covered the GemText AI workflow, some of the data normalization. One of the things we can talk about a little bit is just the Edge is a great system for working with data, and that's something I do day in and day out. So if you're watching this webinar and you're thinking, oh, this is not for me, my data is too big of a mess, I have a big challenge here, I need better images, how do I improve this? How do I get the data cleaned up? Reach out and we can have a conversation because it is a very versatile system and there's a lot that we can do to do things quickly and help get your data cleaned up and ready to go for the websites.
Sounds good. Thanks, Rodney.
Mhm.
Again, if anyone has any questions, feel free to type them in the Q&A. Happy to answer any questions. Um, Also, I'll put our contact info up here in just a minute, but doing this inventory sync, I think it really helps with uh, having a real omni-channel type of experience on your website. So it's automated workflows. The account changes instantly when you push from the physical store directly to Shopify. So there's no need for double entry. We have clients that they've loaded products directly into the website and, also have Edge, but they're doing it all manually. So it reduces the risk of selling out of items and achieving essentially zero errors and keeping your brand reputation intact. Also, by displaying accurate stock levels, you elevate trust, providing digital customers with 100% confidence in your displayed online inventory. And it seems like when I, do digital marketing for clients, like they feel confident that they could just push as much traffic, they can turn on the faucet and know that whatever's on their website is really what they have in store. So Himani did have a question, probably for Emily. After making changes in an existing product, how to upload it uh, and update on existing link. Do you see that question, Emily?
Yes, I do see. I have to make change to this product.
So that's pretty straightforward one is that if you make the change, if you're using the Edge econ and you make the change in there, then on the next sync, it'll push that change to your existing links in Shopify. So whatever change you make in Edge will be reflected in the Shopify front end.
Yeah.
Yes,
One
correct.
one other thing that I don't think we actually walked through is setting up your like product collections on Shopify. So we looked at mostly the Edge, but typically what you're going to do on Shopify is create product collections that will be either from directly from collection to collection in Edge, right, Emily? Or you can use product tags to create auto collections, like one or the other, right? So anytime you get a product that has the tag that a collection is created with an auto collection based on product tags, it'll show up in that collection automatically when there's a new sync to the website. And the syncs can be set at 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15-minute intervals, right?
Yes, I'm happy to
Yes.
actually show an example of that, Anthony, if you'd like.
Okay, sure.
All right, let me share my screen. All right, so here for an example, we want to create a collection. We'll call it diamond bracelets. What we're going to need here is some conditions. We're going to use a tag value. Tag includes diamond. But we also want to add another tag to include bracelet. Bracelet or bracelets. Whichever one's available. You can see here, this is what's actually coming into the system. So that's what I have to work with. And right now, there is nothing matching this. It must be because there is no diamond. So this is how we could separate it. You can have vintage bracelets. You could have estate bracelets. You could have diamond bracelets. You could just have gold bracelets, chain bracelets. So this is how we can kind of separate it because this is basically a diamond bracelet category that we're creating. We want to make sure that it has only diamond bracelets appearing in it. So we'll do the mapping like that and save it. This just keeps everything automated. So if you make changes in Edge to your titles or anything like that, it's just automatically gonna still find its place to go based on tags. So that's what we're using tags for.
Awesome. Thank
And
you.
yep.
Cool. Yeah. Any questions about that? Feel free to type in the Q&A. Um, so some of the best practices is, making sure that you have the right product attributes in there. So Emily and Rodney just went through that. But if you have questions or you need help with it, feel free to reach out to us. Happy to, we do a lot of Edge integration. So there's a couple ways that we work with Edge. Is one, we build a full website with the Edge integration, or we could, if you already have a Shopify store and you just need help with the Edge integration, we can do that as well. And we can provide, we do full training with you. We basically go through this whole process with you and look at your actual product data. Emily will do that with you guys and Rodney, and figure out the best workflow for that. But definitely want to make sure that you have all the right, metal types and gemstones, weights, and everything else, because that's going to be helpful in the future to utilize for product collections and SEO, et cetera. And also your visual assets, having multiple angles, maybe product videos. A lot of our clients use the Gem Lightbox and get those videos and products in there, into Edge. I don't know if we went over like how to get products or images in there, but again, we can also do more deeper dive product trainings with you guys and show you some, more things that we didn't cover today. But if you do have questions about that, feel free again to ask any questions. And then, grouping products into logical categorization, like Emily was just showing, and ultimately clean structural data feeding into Shopify establishes the essential foundation for AI readiness and SEO. So like all these things are really important. And then, yeah, just, managing products for e-commerce success, utilize automated rules like Emily was showing. And also you can combine your Edge data with some of our apps to really give you more, a complete holistic experience on your website where there's more to engage people on your website. There's more opportunity for getting conversions and collecting leads from the website. So some of the apps like Jewel Cloud, Diamond Link, Ring Builder, they provide, a complete and expansive online catalog in addition to your Edge products. So yeah, some of the best practices, again, maintain good SKUs, clean collections, complete specifications, and also driving scale content with AI. Again, utilize Rodney's. He's like a wizard with AI. So if you need any help with getting your product data right, just he can help you figure that out. Emily or Rodney, do you guys have anything else to review?
No, I think we're right kind of at the top of the hour, so I was hoping for more questions, really.
Yeah, so feel free to type in any questions on the Q&A. We're here for another couple minutes. Happy to answer any questions. You can also reach out to us directly. My email is anthony@gemfind.com. If you have a question directly for Rodney or Emily, I think they're just Rodney@gemfind and Emily@gemfind. So it's just our first names at gemfind.com. But here's my direct phone number as well, 800-373-4373, extension 115. And then you can reach me at anthony@gemfind.com. We do like free consultations. We do like, digital marketing analysis for anyone that is looking into or exploring potential options for the website. Looks like we have a couple questions that have came in. If you have existing pictures attached to items under the general tab, will they automatically be transferred to the website tab?
Yes. So in general, if you keep you can always upload your images under the general tab. That will be what Shopify sees, unless there's this new website tab, little camera icon, where you can upload new images. Those images will override the ones on the general tab. So
Okay,
you can keep the old ones on the general tab and upload your new ones to the website tab, and the new ones should appear first.
cool. Thanks for that question, Neo. Deanna had a question about how much does setup cost and should we already have the Shopify site set up? It depends on how much involved. Again, we do like full website development. The other option, again, if you have a Shopify website already, we could just do the edge part of it. Depends on how advanced you want to get with it. We're like a white glove kind of service where we can do it from A to Z. Emily works with our clients and builds great websites for our clients on Shopify. So there's variable costs depending on the level of customization, everything like that. If you reach out to me, I can send you some of our packages. But we have basically like a large window of types of packages that we offer. So, and it's catered to each individual, jeweler based on what the needs are. So feel free to send me an email and I can send you over our packages. But feel free to type in any other questions here. Thank you, Neo and Deanna, for those questions. Feel free to type in any more. And yeah, of course, Deanna, no problem. And then, yeah, reach out to any of us for questions. Again, I'm Anthony at gemfind.com. Emily is Emily at, and then Rodney is Rodney at gemfind.com as well. So, we're still here for a couple minutes. Feel free to type in any questions and happy to answer anything else that pops up.
Let's get your edge data onto Shopify. Sell online what you got in the store. Let's do it.
If you don't even have a Shopify store, let's get that going and we can do them both together at the same time.
Yep.
I'll have you work on the data, I'll work on the website, and we'll launch together.
Deal.
Cool. Sounds good. Doesn't look like we have any other questions coming in, but if you do have questions, feel free to reach out to us anytime. Happy to jump on a call, do like a one-on-one consultation for you. We don't charge anything for consultations. Again, we'll do a deep dive into your digital marketing and take a look at your competitors and, do all that at no cost. So we're happy to do that. We've worked with hundreds of jewelers, probably thousands over the years, but happy to help in any way we can. So feel free to reach out. Actually, one anonymous attendee. What would it take to migrate a WordPress to Shopify? Yeah, I mean it's not super difficult. I mean, essentially when you're migrating from WordPress to Shopify, all the pages have to be built out again, but you can do some, Rodney's a product data wizard, so he can help do an import of the products,
Yep.
or orders if you need to, but typically it's, most
Blogs.
products. Yeah, blogs. Yeah, Rodney does the blog import. So it's not a huge undertaking. It's, basically standard website build, but with some things that can help expedite the process by doing some transferring of that data.
When you do it, it's a great time to kind of refresh the look and the feel, just so you don't end up with the exact same copy in Shopify. It's usually better, like in terms of moving the product data, the blogs, sort of whatever data you have in WordPress. I'm your guy. I can do that. And Emily will make your new site look beautiful and awesome and draw people to it.
Well, one other question, does Shopify offer better SEO than other proprietary platforms? Yeah, we did cover that a little bit. Yeah, the SEO is definitely much stronger on Shopify than anything we've worked with, according to some of the reports that I had shared. But the benefit of Shopify, it has what you call canonical URL structure built in. It's got something called schema or Google rich snippets, which basically tells Google this is a product or this is a page or this is an FAQ. All these things that are allow your website to be indexed properly. So doing that on proprietary platforms or on even like WordPress or Magento, you have to do a lot of these things manually. A lot of it's not built in. And again, things like feeding your products directly into the AI tools. There's nothing like that that could be done like seamlessly and just built right into the platform as much as you can with Shopify. So Yeah, lots of benefits. SEO is one of the big benefits for sure.
Also
All right.
easier to find and get help. Lots of web developers are very familiar with Shopify. When you have a proprietary system, the tech lift can be quite a bit heavier for people to help you out with getting things SEO optimized.
Yeah. One other question. How difficult is it to create marketing landing pages? Can we do it ourselves or do we need to come to you? Um, it's pretty easy to create landing pages. So one of the nice parts about the themes that are available in Shopify 2.0 now, you can create page templates and we can help you build out page templates. And then you can just, use that page template and copy it and then just change out content. And then use that template, copy it, change out content. It's pretty simple. Although, most clients like they don't have the time, like most retailers, they're busy on the bench. So we do a lot of that for our clients and we handle like, full landing page creation and SEO, et cetera. But definitely like we're going to train you on how to be able to use it. And if you have the resources and time and manpower, then we're going to show you how to be able to do that. Cool. I think that's the last question. Oh, one more. Somebody said, thank you guys, very informative. We will be switching to GemFind. Sounds good. All right.
Looking forward to working with you.
All right. Thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Feel free to reach out anytime. And thank you for being here. We're going to have another webinar in about a month where we're going to be going over Jewel Cloud. And I think a lot of it's going to be for manufacturers, but will be, I think, informative for retailers as well. That's at the third week in August, August 20th, I believe. So if you go to our website, gemfind.com, you'll see our schedule up there. And then we'll have other ones, for Edge customers. So again, go to our website, gemfind.com, or you can always email us or call us if you have questions or want to get some more information. Thank you guys so much and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody. All right. Take
Have a
care.
great day.
All right. Bye.